Joining me right now on Zoom, frontman from Volbeat, Michael Poulsen. How are you today, Mike?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Tired but good. Late night of baseball last night. So, and
You
usually
look
with
good.
with me, it's like lots of beer drinking at my age now. It's not competitive. It feels like a long time since we've heard new music from Volbeat, but really, it's only been what, 2 years since you put out music?
Yeah, something like that. But the crazy thing is this new record has been done and ready since December. So
Oh, wow. Oh,
yeah.
It's a full length EP then, not just doing a LP like a lot of people are doing? Or sorry, full
Well,
length LP,
we,
not.
we recorded a full album with a lot of extra material. So this gonna, the whole album is ready to go. Will be released later this year and with tons of bonus material. So we've been busy.
Yeah, well, no kidding. So was it delayed because of the pandemic, like a lot of bands delaying putting out music and putting out like tour updates and everything like that?
Yeah, we just thought that instead of just being home doing nothing, let's go into the studio and do some songs. And I was very quick about writing the new album. I said, let's just record this new album. Then when the pandemic is over, let's get on tour, so we don't have to think about that. Going home and recording stuff, then we can just continue playing shows. What we didn't know was that the pandemic will be, very long-sighted. So, and it only took me like 3 months to write the material, and it only took us 3.5 weeks to record it. So we thought that, okay, we're ready to go, but it took, it's been taking some time with this COVID situation. But the record's been done for a very long time, and we just thought it was about time to release a single during the summer. We thought that people needed some positive energy, some light, some up tempo rock and roll. And Wait a Minute, My Girl was the first single we released. It's a pure rock and roll song where we're definitely inspired by Little Richard and Jerry Lewis, a little bit of Elvis Presley and Ramones. And it just have that summer feeling. It doesn't really represent the rest of the album because I'm telling you, the rest of the album is probably the most heavy album we've ever done in the Volbeat career. But this one just stands out as a pure rock and roller.
Well, we'll talk right away here about Wait a Minute, My Girl, and I'll give you, it's an incredible song. I was blown away by it. So we'll talk about that right away, but I just want to touch on something you mentioned. You said it only took you about 3 months to write this record. And so by saying only, to me, that seems pretty quick. How long does it usually, or has it taken you in the past to write previous albums?
Well, back in the days, from the very beginning of our career, we were very quick about writing songs, but that was mostly because we didn't tour so much because we were a new band. But when we start touring, it took time to write the material because you'll be writing a little bit on the road, and then when you came back, you will be writing a little bit again, back on the road, writing again. So suddenly it took you 1.5 years to write material. And now that we had all the time at home just to concentrate on new songs, it was a very interesting experiment because it was like, how long is it going to take me to write this time? Because this time I just need to be in one bubble writing instead of being in 10 different bubbles during 1.5 years. And I was very surprised. I had a new song for each rehearsal we had, and we rehearsed 2 times a week. And it just went extremely fast. And I was so inspired because I did a lot of podcast interviews about how Volbeat started and how our style was. And I just think that brought some of the very, very heavy elements back in the Volbeat music. So there's not so many layers this time. It's straight from the hip, straight from the bone. It's really there's a lot of guitars, a lot of riffing. It brings you back to old Black Sabbath with Dio, early Metallica, and there's even old school death metal inspirations in there. And then we have a couple of songs that takes you in the direction of Wait a Minute, My Girl, or I will even say a little bit more psychobilly vibe as the Cramps, something like that.
I can hear that. And like with Wait a Minute, My Girl, man, that's like when you said Little Richard, that's exactly what I was thinking. The song is like, I would call it an ass shaker. That is like, might be my favorite Volbeat song. And I've been listening to you guys for a while now. And like, yeah, it might be my favorite Volbeat song because it's completely different. It has a saxophone and a keyboard in it.
It's great. Yeah, it has definitely that Little Richard, Jerry Lee Lewis vibe. And we're very thankful that we could use Doug and Ray again on the saxophone and piano. They normally play for J.D. McPherson Band. Okay. And we also had them on the track Die to Live on the past album. So, and you know, that song was such a great song and funny to play live. So I had an old song on tape at home. I was starting to write, and it turned into be Wait a Minute, My Girl, and it turned out great.
I know we've got to wrap things up here. We don't have a ton of time, but if I can make one recommendation to people watching this interview right now, I'd highly recommend not watching the video on hallucinogens, though, because it's like pretty. The video is super trippy. It's really enjoyable. How did you come up with that idea for the video?
Well, it's not like I came up with the idea. The thing was, we're not the type of band who really loves making videos because we don't like perform in videos. We like to perform on stage, being a live band. And I always thought, you know, posing in a video, there's something uncomfortable about that. It's just doesn't feel right. So I would rather do something a little bit off. And our management, you know, they knew some different video makers who had different styles. So I was watching and looking at different styles from those video makers. And these guys who came up with the new video, Wait a Minute, My Girl, I was watching some of those videos and I said, that's it. That looks crazy and fun, you know, something that goes along with the song. Let's do that. You know, that's almost like Monty Python kind of feeling about it. So why not? Let's do that. Yeah.
It's a fun video. It goes with the song. And like I said, this is my favorite Volbeat song. It's just incredible. So now I see you guys are doing a lot of festival dates. Are there plans to do, say, even a North American tour? I know you'd be touring Europe, but like, are there plans in the works to do a North American tour?
There's a lot of plans when it comes to America and elsewhere. You know, it's I'm just not allowed to say anything. That's just how the rules are. But I can tell you, you know, we're going to America in September and October, and then we'll be back very early again in America. So there's going to be a lot of touring in America.
But what about Canada?
Of course. Come again?
Canada. Let's leave America out of there. North America, but Canada is what we want to focus on.
Yeah, but of course, you know, we'll be in Canada too. You know, I'm just not allowed to say much about it because that's just the rules.
Yeah, you bet. Okay, well, great. Thank you so much for taking time to have a chat with us today, Mike. I'm looking forward to the album, and Wait a Minute, My Girl, again, is just such a great summer song. So congrats on that. You're going to have huge success with it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.